Dude, Bigsby's are just so much fun. Because they have this spring right here. So using the floating trem, it's just so fluid. I mean, look at this. By the way, what's up everyone? Welcome to FAQ153. I just brought out this guitar. I actually really enjoy this Gretsch right here. It's actually insane, except that there's a hair on here. I've been having a lot of fun with this guitar, so I just figured, let's just bring it out for an FAQ, man. That's what I want to do. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. We're gonna start, okay? Feisty Cadaver. Oh, that's a great name. Some more of a YouTube specific question, but have you ever encountered being treated differently or perceived negatively in the guitar metal scene just because you make YouTube videos? That's an excellent question actually. And yes, I have encountered this. I must say, not in the actual metal world when it comes to like the bands or when you're out on tour. I mean, the thing is, like, when you're out on tour playing with bands, everyone is at the same level, everyone is going through the same, you know, touring stuff. Everyone's traveling, playing, and, you know, they don't really care. You know, they're just out there playing. It might actually be more of the people online that maybe don't think I deserve to do what I'm doing. I think I've been sort of spared because I've always been playing in bands, but I've never been treated weird in any situation other than online, in like the comment section. Basically only from trolls, I would say. And also maybe a little bit back in the day when you know, I was starting my YouTube channel, and if I would like reach out to a company and they were like, you know, a little YouTuber. And then 5 years later, when the brands discovered like, oh shit, you know, social media, that's where the market is. And they contact you again, shamelessly not remembering that they snubbed you off a couple of years before. So yeah, no, I think it's more about people not understanding how important, you know, YouTubers were, and but I can't say I've been treated differently. I think it's more about people not being to accept that I have a voice, and you know, sometimes they just have to say something about it because it's so important. But you know, I can't say that I've been hit hard with any negativity in that sense when it comes to you know, being a YouTuber, because I know in a lot of people's ears being a YouTuber is something ugly or something, you know, something to not be proud of. But what the hell, man? It's what? It's just what I do. Come on, I'm a fucking YouTuber. Who gives a shit? Anyway, thank you. I have no idea what I'm doing, but okay. MLMC, now that the second solo album is about to come out, how do you handle the publishing on solo stuff? What are the costs and need to knows for the publishing side only? Okay, so great question. I can go a little bit into specifics, but not too much, because obviously it depends on how big of a release you want to make. The digital publishing side of things is, if you consider it, not that expensive. There are a lot of tools and digital tools out there, and platforms, I would say, that would distribute your music to Spotify and all the streaming services. You know, you have the one that I use, iMusician Digital, has been very good. I know there's DistroKid in the US, for instance. There's CD Baby. I mean, all of those, they have humane prices, I would say, for releasing digitally. Now, if you want to venture into physical stuff, there's a couple of different options. Sometimes there are distribution deals, which means that a company would take on the physical side of things, where they print albums, you know, people go and buy on their website. The distribution company commits to shipping the item to a purchaser. If you get a distribution company like that, you usually set up something that, you know, the distribution company gets a percentage, and maybe you don't have to fork out that much money on actually printing albums. So, I mean, depending on what type of release you want, distribution deals can definitely be something to look into. I've always done my own music by myself in the terms and way that I contact a printing establishment that will print vinyls and CDs and whatnot, and then they ship it to me, and then I fulfill. When people buy from a website, I ship out the album. Pretty simple. Why I like this is that I like the control that you have in this, but it's also a shit ton of more work than if you would find a distribution deal fixing this for you. So it depends on what you want. Do you want to sit and ship out albums? I do this. Now Louise is doing it for me, but throughout the years, I've always been the one taking care of the envelopes and putting a CD in there and ship it out all over the world. I think it's fun because it's really just the absolute basics of a product. You have a product, you recorded music onto an album, you have a product, someone buys it, you ship it. I just like the simplicity of, one guy out there buying my album on website, I take the album, put it in an envelope and send it, and he receives it. I mean, there's just something beautiful in that, and I just think it's fun. And now Louise is taking care of that, obviously, and I get a little bit more free time. Obviously, for the release, we all help out. I bring in the kids and, the dogs and my brother and his family. Everyone has to help out and pack and all that. I sit there and sign stuff, That's all I do. I sit there with a broken arm signing shit. And, but, I like keeping control of all the stuff that I release. But it might not be a bad thing to look into distribution deals. Usually you don't have the upfront cost that you have if you want to do it yourself. And if you want to do it yourself, it's a little hard to anticipate how many albums you're going to sell. So it's an upfront cost for sure. I really hope I answer your question. There's an insect here. I hate these. What the fuck is this? What type of insect is this? Oh, don't run away. Stay. Oh, do I have to kill you? Where do you go? Where the fuck did you go? Oh shit. It just turned into fucking mush. I can't pick it up. Come on, you asshole. Okay, here's the evidence. It's a silver fisk. When you find these, it's usually a sign that you need to clean. Okay. Also, what the fuck am I doing? I'm recording a video right here. I'm hunting fucking insects. That's what's happening. Yes, next question. Xenon, Hex Ola, have you played with Joe Duplantier, Charvel a bit more than in the demo of the plugin? I'd love to hear your thought on the guitar at some point. That's a great question. When I did the Gojira plugin video, I had a Joe Duplantier Charvel. It's right here. Oh shit, it's dirty. What happened? It's the insects. Fucking silver fisks. Yes, to be honest, I haven't played it that much. It's a lovely guitar. I mean, look at that neck. Isn't that fucking great? That looks gorgeous. But I haven't been playing this guitar a lot because it's definitely not my favorite Charvel that I've tried. I fairly enjoyed the Henrik Donhage way more. There's just something about the neck. I don't know. Is the neck wider somehow? Maybe it's a little bit too much D-shaped. I think that might be the problem with the neck. It's a little too, this. It's a little bit too much like this. At least this guitar. So I'm not really a fan of the neck. The rest of the guitar is fucking brilliant, cool. I think it sounds kick-ass. I think it's cool. It's just a shame on the neck. It's just not my type of neck. The shape of the neck, okay? It's a little bit too D-shaped for my taste, I think. I'm more of a fan of the C shape, but I imagine a lot of people would like this guitar. It's just really like bare bones, simple, And maybe I'll make a review of it at some point, or I don't know. I already made sort of like a Gojira video very, like long time ago. I'll have to think about it. Okay, thank you. Putting it on the floor. People hate that. Mosswall, hi Ola, can you please explain a little bit about the baritone guitar? When is it necessary to use a baritone instead of a regular guitar? Is it only for really low ass tunings, or can you buy one and play in E standard? I don't understand anything. Please help me. That's an excellent question, and no question is stupid, okay? Remember that. So a baritone is usually what you would get if you're tuning really, really low on your guitar. It's about the scale length of the guitar. You know, if you have a short scale length on a guitar and you tune it low, you have to accommodate with using thicker strings, and with using thicker strings and a short scale, it's really hard to intonate a shorter scale guitar. It's also really, really hard to keep the guitar in tune when you play it. You have to play the strings really soft to make them not go sharp at the point of impact. That's why you have a longer scale neck, because that gives a tighter tension to the string. You can go with thinner strings, and you know, it just works a lot better for lower tunings. And with the longer scale length, it's also gonna sound better, probably, with those lower tunings. It's gonna sound more clear. You're less prone to get those sharp notes when you hit the string too hard. And also, it's probably going to be a little bit harder to play on the lead side of things. So those are a couple of things to consider. Who is that? It's my mom. That's okay. It's my mom, okay? I love my mom. Okay. Hayden Gates. Hi, Ola. Fuck! How do you deal with making mistakes playing live or recording? I try to record my compositions over and over multiple of times to the point of being ridiculous. It takes all the fun out of playing when you reach high multiple takes. Thanks, Ola. Great channel. Thank you. You know, when you're recording and you sit there and record over and over and over and over again, and you're becoming frustrated that you can't nail it, this is the part where you get better at guitar. This is excellent practice. Sitting, doing shit over and over again to a metronome, you know, recording yourself, that's how you become really fucking good at guitar. That, in my opinion, I'm still not really fucking good at guitar, but I'm getting there, man. And I've seen probably the most improvement in my guitar playing, or like my tightness ability, I would say, has come from me recording myself guitar and, you know, redoing stuff over and over and over again. Eventually, you're gonna nail that shit, man. While it makes you frustrated, also keep in mind that that's you getting better right there, probably. You're practicing like a lot. So just keep on recording yourself, man, and you'll eventually just become better and better. Don't worry about the amount of takes. It's the final take that matters, okay? You can quote me on that one and tell that Ola said that. He told me. Tobias Crow, are you happy? You're a successful businessman, musician, family man, but you don't seem happy. Perhaps it has to do living in Sweden, where weather sucks all the time and food is terrible. Well, I can't fault him there. That's fucking true right there. It's the truth. Why don't you move to Spain, where you spend your vacations? And as you know, weather is great and food is amazing. Well, that's a really legit question. You know, first of all, just saying, Tobias, I think I'm happy. I don't know, maybe I'm unhappy. Anyways, I think I'm happy. And yes, we do have weather that sucks in Sweden, and our food is pretty bland if you compare it to a lot of other countries. But there's a lot of other qualities about living in Sweden that makes me happy. Why don't you move to Spain? Well, maybe when I get older and, you know, maybe I retire, you know, maybe I'll move to Spain, you know. But, you know, I like my country. I like living in Sweden, and I'm happy, man. Can't you see? And here I am sitting trying to convince people that I'm happy, you know. That's quality content. Thank you, Tobias Crow. Simon Svedberg, are you guys working on new material for The Haunted? If yes, when can we expect a new record? Yes, we are working on a new The Haunted. When can we expect a new record? I have no idea. That I just don't know. It depends on if the riff writing goes well, if we can manage to get some shit done, and it depends on the label, I guess. So I don't know. But we are working on something. Chuck Krug, what is the strangest thing someone has ever asked you to sign or autograph? Great question. Tits and ass are probably the weirdest things that I've signed. You know, you might find like, okay, oh, he's signing tits, you know, oh, that's, you know, that's so cool. It's not cool, man. What? I don't want to sign your ass, you know? Just saying. You know what? I just sign whatever. Whatever people bring up to me, I just sign it. Who cares, man? I mean, people that come to me with guitars that are, you know, signature guitars of other artists. Like, hey, man, can you sign this? I'm like, what the hell, man? Of course I'll sign it for you. Whatever, man. Just bring it to me. Nothing is weird. Except your tits and ass. Just saying. Manix Neff, dear Ola, have you ever felt the need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to your own music or music in general? Have you felt this kind of self-expectations in order to be content with your work? I have never been interested in reinventing the wheel or making something that is, you know, new. You know, I'm just such a fan of the music that I grew up on. I just want to make music like that, if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, Feared is basically, there's definitely nothing new with the genre that Feared is playing. It's basically just metal, like 90s metal, but with Mario on vocals. I just like to release music that I sort of enjoy. You know, I'm not up there in the big leagues with those bands that really do well. You know, I just want to do music that I enjoy making and writing, and to the best of my ability, obviously. I'm trying my best. At least someone is listening to it, you know? So maybe not everyone out there is looking to find, you know, new music that is reinventing the wheel somehow. I mean, there's still listeners out there that could probably listen to my stuff and enjoy, I guess. And at the end of the day, I just trying to make music, you know? Meat Bucket, hey Ola, since we all know you typically cycle through the same riffs when testing out new guitars or gear, that's truth of the decade right there. What is your happy? I'm happy. What is your favorite riff that you did not write that you use to test stuff or noodle around? I think it's probably a Haunted riff, to be honest. And it's probably Trespass by The Haunted. It's written by Jonas of The Haunted. Instant itch in my nose. I'm gonna an itch in my nose. So yeah, Trespass is definitely one of. It's just so much fun to play that riff. '99. I don't know. Mainly Haunted songs because I play them a lot because I play in the band. Those are probably the couple of riffs that I play that I play. That are not my, you know, rehashed, stupid, same riffs. Great, guys, that was the FAQ 153 for you right there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section of this video. I'll check them through, okay? And maybe I'll see your question next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.